guys, it's Kelly. I am back with another process video. This layout is for Cocoa Daisy and I am using their September kit. It is gorgeous. It's full of beautiful fall colors. And of course, right when I am getting ready to start scrapping, my ATG gun runs out of tape, but I just fill it quickly, and I left this in case anybody had any specific questions. I know it's going fast, so if you do, just let me know and I will be glad to answer. So I wanted to make a layout with these colors and with these papers to show the versatility of the kit. The Simple Stories paper, this darker burgundy-ish, brownish floral, is gorgeous, but it does kind of look a little vintage, or it looks a little homey to me. It is fall colors, but it's something that screams to me like home or like Thanksgiving or something like that. But I wanted to show that if you just use a little, a small enough scrap of it to where you just see the colors on the outside of the paper, that it works beautifully, and it's more of a versatile paper than what it appears at first glance. So I'm just going through the project life cards, and I decided that I wanted to use this one. It says you and me, and I just went to get my circle punch. I am going to punch it out and use it as an embellishment on the page. And a lot of times what I will try to do is use the rest of the card in my paper layers as I'm working, just to try to use it on my page. Sometimes it's harder for me to use things if I just have the scraps of them. It's, the colors tend to work well with things that you're already using, so I try to use it, but in this case I don't get it used. So what I have decided with this is I want to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to have a mixed media background. I am pulling out some of the shimmers, and I will be using this shimmers and a Heidi Swapp color. I think the Heidi Swapp color is Coral, and I think the shimmers maybe Sunny Days. I do show it at the end of the mixed media. I show the products that I use, and there'll be a close-up so you can see. So this is the new gesso that I am using, and I will link it in the details section below. It is by Prima. It is a clear gesso. It is not gritty. It is absolutely just a joy because it is truly clear. It doesn't change the color of my white cardstock, which is a big deal for me. So this was a game changer. So I'm just spraying the mist on the package, and I keep on pulling my photo out because I want to make sure that I can see enough of the color. And so what I'm doing at this point is I want to test the color of this Heidi Swapp Color Shine, but it is too bright. So I go back and I am bringing a paler shade. And if you're never sure of how it's going to look, always test it, behind your photo. That way you don't, you get a pretty decent feel for how it's going to look, but you don't mess it, your layout up, or you don't have to fight and try to cover something up. So I'm just doing a little bit of this coral color. I know that I want to use a shimmers paste, and that is going to be in coral as well. So I just wanted a little bit of the coral mist to accent it. I wanted that goldish tannish yellow to be the main color of the mist. So I'm just going through some of my stencils. I have them in the package and just like a jump ring to keep them together. I try to keep the different, or similar manufacturers or similar sizes together, so it just makes it easier for me to flip through them. So I'm just using my palette knife and taking the shimmers paste and just running it through. I love this stencil. It is, like a script type, but you really can't read the words, but that I like. I don't want to have to worry about if what I'm doing is legible, because that kind of takes the fun out of it for me, because I know it's going to appear messy, and if it's words that really you can't see that I want to see, that drives me crazy. So, figure out what you like and try to go with it that way, because you know, if you're going to be like me and it drives you crazy if you can't read something, then pick out something like I have here where it makes a difference. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere my photo to my layers. I'm not going to pop this up on craft foam, and that's a little bit different for me, but I have used so many different paper layers that I feel like it's enough. And to do something a little bit different and just add to the more artsy feel of this page, I have torn the edge of the cardstock and I'm going to just ruffle it up. And you know, my first thought would not have been to put a gingham on the left hand side of the page, but it really worked with this. Again, gingham is more of a, you know, a home type traditional paper, I guess, or pattern. And so what I'm, you know, I was trying to show that, you know, things can be used in multiple ways. And for me, a gingham paper is definitely something that is just more traditional, but I think it really works well with this layout. This layout, I did not want to have a traditional feel. I wanted it to have a more artsy feel. The photo has the sun flare behind their heads, and I just wanted something that would work well with this. And I will have to say, or have to tell you, that it is one of my favorite layouts that I have created with this kit. So I am going to put some foam squares behind the you and me, and I am going to take that beautiful flower die cut that you see on the bottom left hand side of the page, and I'm going to put that on top of the die cut. That was also one of the inspirations for the colors that I chose on this page. The floral is just gorgeous. I love it. I would actually love to have more of those die cuts. So in the kit, there were a little package of Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins. They are gorgeous. Several different shades of yellow, a creamy yellow, a darker yellow. So to keep this page light and airy, I chose like 2 of the lighter yellows, and I'm just doing what I normally do, and I'm going to move them around several times until I can find the perfect spot for them. You know, I try to be random, but I can't be but so random. So I had to pause the recording for just a moment. My big fat cat Romeo had to get in my lap. So if you hear him purring, I'm sorry. I hope it doesn't bother you. I just said, you know, I have a little bit of time to get this voiceover done, and it's better than having him howl outside the door, wanting in. So these thickers are my absolute favorite in a long time. They are a gorgeous gold, and the font is perfect. I like the font because it's not, you know, it's not too scripty, it's not too plain. It's a little bit of a different, you know, font that I've seen in a while, and it's perfect. It's like the perfect shade of gold, and I will have to be on the lookout to get another set of these. You know, I try not to have multiples of my thickers just because there's always another good thicker coming out that you want, or at least for me. But with these, I can definitely see myself using these again and again. So because I had put some pop dots underneath the you and me embellishment, I put them underneath the floral embellishment as well. And I think I do this off camera just because it takes me forever, but I do put some gold thread underneath that floral embellishment. I find that the gold thread, when I work with it, is a little bit of a pill, and it's hard to keep it wrapped up. I think it's just because of the fiber content of the gold thread. So just, you will see that in the close-ups at the end that I have put. So I am going to put some twine in my tags. I usually like to do that. You will rarely see me without having something through my tags. And this is just some twine that I had in my stash. And I'm just going through these word stickers to see if I have anything that I like. And I just decide that I don't. There was something about it that I didn't like. I didn't know if it's the words by the text that I put on the mixed media, or just the fact that it was the introduction of another font, because I have the font style in Friends and then I have the font style in the You and Me, and it was just something that I wasn't liking. So I tried to see if I could work a stamp on the page, and I just you know, cut it out to see if I liked it, and I didn't like that as well. I wanted to be very careful with what I put on it because I was loving the page so much. You know, I don't know if you've ever been like that, but you know that you want to do something, but you're afraid to do it because you really like the way it turned out and you don't want to mess it up. Well, that was what I was feeling at this point. So the final thing that I am going to be doing on camera is using these One Canoe 2 rub-ons. They are, oh, I forget the line. It's their camping line, but it's got these constellations and then single stars. And I'm just scattering some stars around the sequins. And these rub-ons are my favorite. They rub on like butter. They are just gorgeous, and they, you know how sometimes you have to really fight with rub-ons, especially if you have a textured or the pattern paper, because this is that cross weave cardstock that I'm using. These just rub on beautifully, so you will see those in the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I got a little tongue-tied at the end. I'm a little distracted with the kitty sitting in my lap. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this process video, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.